Hello everyone, in this video we'll be solving problem 169 majority element. The problem statement is given an array nums of size n, return the majority element. The majority element is the element that appears more than n by 2 times in an array. For example, if there are 5 elements in an input array, majority element will appear at least 3 times. In example number 1, the majority element is 3 and it appears twice in a 3 number array. While in example number 2, the majority element is 2 because we have a total of 7 elements and 2 appears 4 times. This is a very easy problem to solve. There is one interesting approach that I want to share with everyone. So let's switch to whiteboard and discuss a couple of solutions to solve it. We'll start with the basic naive approach. In this approach, we'll start by sorting the input array in ascending or descending order, and then return the median of the sorted array. Median is the number that is at the center of the array. As the frequency of the majority element is greater than n by 2, after sorting the array, the median is always going to point at the majority element. It is not possible for any other number besides the majority element to be the median of the sorted array. Let's apply this logic to the example in front of us. After sorting the input array, we will have 3 ones at the start and 4 twos at the end. Our output or the majority element is the median of the sorted array, which is 2. The time complexity of this solution is going to be O of n log n, as we need to sort the input array before we calculate the median. And the space complexity is going to be O of 1, as we are not using any additional collection to store the array or process it. We are simply sorting it and then calculating the median. This is one way of solving the problem using sorting approach. There is one more frequency based approach which we can use to solve this problem. Let's discuss that approach as well. As we know, the majority element will appear in the entire array at least n by 2 times. We'll start by assigning the first value in the input array as the candidate and start the iteration. As we iterate through all of the elements, if the value matches the candidate, we'll increment the counter by 1, and if it does not match, we'll decrement it. The idea is that for the majority element, the value of the counter will always be positive once we complete the iteration. To use this solution, we'll use two variables, count and candidate. The count will record the number of times a candidate is occurred in the entire array, and the candidate will hold the value of the majority element. When we start the iteration, the count will be set to 1 and the candidate will be the first element in the input array, which is 2. As we iterate through the remaining elements in the array, we'll check and compare it against the candidate. If the values are equal, we'll increment the count by 1. And if they are not, then we'll decrement the count variable. If the value of count reaches 0, it means we need to swap the candidate with the value that I is pointing at. It is possible that the first element in the array is not the majority element, although we started with the assumption that it is the majority element, but it may not be true. We need to keep on swapping the values of the candidate whenever count reaches 0. Let's run a couple of simulations to understand this better. To start with, the first element in the array will be the candidate and the count will be defaulted to 1. We'll increment the pointer to the next element, which is 2. Index is 1. As the number matches to the previous candidate, we can increment the count by 1. After incrementing I to 2, the value is 1. As the value does not match to the previous candidate, we need to decrement the count. We'll leave the candidate as 2 for now because it is still the majority element so far. For the next cycle, I is equals to 3, the value is 1, which is again not equal to the candidate, so we'll decrement the count value by 1. Now that the count is 0, we need to replace the candidate value with the current value that I is pointing. So the new candidate value is 1, while the count will be reset to 1 as well. Now incrementing our I to 4, the next value is 1, which matches the current candidate, so we can increment the corresponding count. Similarly, we'll continue iterating through remaining elements in the array, and depending on the comparison results between the nums and the candidate, we'll increment or decrement the count. After the iteration is done, we'll return candidate as our output because it will hold the value which is the majority element. With this solution, our time complexity is O of n, as we ran a single iteration on the input array to identify the candidate and its corresponding count or frequency, while the space complexity is O of 1, as we are using only these two variables, the candidate and the count, to record the majority element and its corresponding frequency. I hope you were able to understand this explanation. This approach is comparatively better than the previous approach as we don't have to sort the input array to figure out the output. Let me show you how we can implement this approach using C#. Here is the C# solution. In the main method, I start by initializing two variables, count and candidate, setting the value to 0. After that, I am starting a for loop to iterate through all of the elements in the nums array. Within the for loop, I am checking if count is equals to 0. If yes, it means I need to change the candidate to the current number that I is pointing at. After that, I am checking if the current number that I is pointing is it equal to candidate. If yes, then I am incrementing the count variable by 1. If no, then decrement count. Once the for loop is complete, I am returning the candidate as our output. This code when submitted on LeetCode beats 100% of the submissions in terms of runtime and 97% in terms of memory. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you were able to understand the explanation. The details to access the source code is available in the description below. Feel free to check that out and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.